is enough, and it's time for a change!
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up! Yes! 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 That's 13-14!
Make it till death!
Cena, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line! Cause Stone Cold said so!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special podcast. That's right, a very special Money in the Bank review podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, I have just witnessed probably the greatest pay-per-view ever. That's right, you heard me correct. Damn sure, in my opinion, the best pay-per-view of the year. Few moments here and there, but hey, it wasn't the perfect pay-per-view, I'll say that. But it had a perfect ending, believe you me. Now, let's start off with the Kickoff show, guys. We might as well get into the Kickoff show, which had Breezango and Golden Truth. Oh my god. Less said about this, the better, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what happened with the Golden Truth and Breezango trying to get a tan, which led to Golden Truth turning it up a notch, if you will. Golden Truth manages to get their first win, and hopefully end this feud once and for all. And like Offshoot Radio said on Twitter to me, Tyler Breeze's career equals game over. Dudley Boys lose to Lucha Dragons. Less said about that, the better. I know the Dudley Boys are trying to put people over and that, and I get it, but you got to make them look good too at some point. It's not looking good for the Dudley Boys at this point in time, but I know they're there to put tag teams over and that, just like a Jericho and all that. But it's, you know, you're not making the probably arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time look good. Also, to a predictable match before I get into the main bits about the pay-per-view and get into the most exciting part of the evening and the most shocking moment of the evening too. Rusev and Titus O'Neil for the United States title. As predicted, Rusev dominates him, although Titus did bring up a very good match out of him, very good indeed, and not bad for Titus's first chance at a singles title since Darren Young is doing his own Bob Backlund thing. But all the credit in the world to Titus O'Neil, but as we all knew, ladies and gentlemen, Rusev would be dominant. And hopefully now bigger things can come now for Rusev as United States Heavyweight Champion. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Now, credit to both of them. They put on a good match, but that wasn't the interesting part about this night. There was a chant of boring in the crowd, of this match rather. Did I say that? Okay. That wasn't the interesting point of this match. The interesting point of this match was boring in the crowd. Now, I don't know if that was for the match itself or the fact that people are sick of this feud and sick of seeing these matches now. But the main one that interested me was the "Let's go Ziggler, Ziggler sucks" chants. Now, do people hate Ziggler there? Is there something going down? You know, is Ziggler, losing his way with the audience now? Is Ziggler becoming a John Cena? No. I can answer that for myself. I know that's what people may be thinking. Or are people just, giving up on Dolph Ziggler as a wrestler now? He's had his chances and everything, and people don't see him as a marketable guy. Maybe people have just given up on him now. Who knows? But Baron Corbin won the match and hopefully ended the feud. Also, Apollo Crews shows a good showing against Sheamus. Now, these two had a very good match. This was a case of Triple H's best mate facing one of his NXT boys, so to speak, because we all know Triple H and Sheamus are very, very good friends from what we hear. And, he made Apollo look good, and one mistake from Sheamus costs him the match, and Apollo gets the 1-2-3 win. And a huge win for Apollo since moving up to the main roster. Predict big things for that guy in the future, no doubt. Now, also, Charlotte and Dana Brooks against Becky Lynch and Natalya. Just a regular tag team match this was. No impactful, nothing that caught my eye during the match. Dana Brooks shoves Becky Lynch right into Natalya, and Charlotte hits natural selection move formerly known as bow down to the queen and gets the victory. After the match, whether it was a heel turn, whether it was frustration, Natalya turns on Becky Lynch, predicting a Becky Lynch-Natalya feud at some point. Now, to the other bits of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, the main pieces of the pie, if you will. AJ Styles and John Cena. Now, this was a great match. Great match, back and forth. Could have gone either way. Loved the match. Loved that it was one-on-one. The only thing I hated about the match was the ending, because Gallows and Anderson came out. Gallows and Anderson came out and basically ruined it, quite frankly. But the right man won, but it didn't make him look good. It made him look weak, quite frankly, in my opinion. It needed a strong, credible win like Kevin Owens got last year, but it didn't happen, and thanks to Gallows and Anderson, Styles beat Cena. I don't think Styles even known that Gallows was out there. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Gallows and Anderson help Styles beat Cena. Is this feud over? No. Because we all know John Cena will probably end up winning it. But a great match, no doubt, and I wouldn't mind, and I can't wait to see these two again. Probably at Battleground, or maybe if they're smart, they will leave it for SummerSlam. That'll be a perfect match for SummerSlam, but I can't see that happening. But at the end of the day, the story of it is a great match ruined by Gallows and Anderson. Speaking of Gallows and Anderson, they're in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match involving Gallows and Anderson, The New Day, the champs, Vaudevillains, and Enzo and Big Cass. Now, this was a great match, a great way to start the pay-per-view. Back and forth stuff, hard-hitting action. Yeah, just a great Fatal 4-Way match. Back and forth, could have gone either way, and New Day using their smart tactics. They hit their finishing move on Anderson and pinned the Vaudevillain, who already took a finishing move from Gallows and Anderson, and clean up the mess and retain the tag team titles. You gotta give credit to the New Day. They use their brains and they walk away with the tag team belts. What's next for the New Day? I think it'll be a match involving them and Gallows and Anderson. Predict that at some point, in my opinion. But credit to the New Day, they're still the champions. Now for Money in the Bank. Now, this is where we get good, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we get good. I predicted Kevin Owens would win this based on rumors that I heard on the dirt sheets. But it was like Christmas for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it was like Christmas for many other people as well. Because Dean Ambrose won Money in the Bank. Thank you, Jesus. Dean Ambrose won Money in the Bank. He became the man. He became the guy who was practically on the verge of becoming World Heavyweight Champion, and unbelievable, he won it. I didn't think he'd win it. Like I said on Twitter, you fucking beauty. I can't believe they pulled the trigger on that. I didn't think they'd do it, but they did. Thank you, WWE. Thank you, WWE. Thank you, WWE. Thank you, WWE. I'll say that a million times over. We'd be here all day, though. But, great match. Back and forth stuff. There was a spot in the match where Sami Zayn hit the Michinoku driver on the middle of the ladder on its side, almost killing Kevin Owens. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And there was a build up to the match as well, where there was a segment where Chris Jericho made a complete tit of himself and ended up saying stupid idiots or stupid morons, which quite frankly got over with the crowd as well. All in all, a great ladder match, back and forth stuff. Loved it. Hard hitting, physical, impactful match, which saw my dream guy winning, Dean Ambrose, the dream guy winning for the match, because I didn't think he'd win it, because I thought Kevin Owens would win the match and become Money in the Bank. Thank you, WWE. Speaking of WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship, it is time for the World Heavyweight title match involving Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Now, credit the WWE for allowing this match to take place and allowing all the matches to take place, because like I said on Twitter, this pay-per-view went into overtime, and it's a good thing this pay-per-view was on the network, because if this pay-per-view was not on the network and it was on pay-per-view, okay, and if it was on pay-per-view, holy shit, there would have been a WCW Halloween Havoc 98 moment, if you know what I mean, because it would have cut off. But thankfully, it's a good thing that it was on the network. I don't know what it was like on Sky Box Office over here in the UK, but no one cares about Sky Box Office, do they? Anyway, a great main event. And you would expect that, because this was a main event caliber, WrestleMania main event caliber main event involving Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Two guys who knew each other well from the Shield days. And Seth Rollins out to prove that he never lost the title, and he wants the belt back. Roman Reigns to prove he's the guy. And it was a back and forth stuff. Roman Reigns, near falls after near falls. Roman speared Rollins through the barricade but missed. Roman goes to spear Rollins, but Rollins turns it into a pedigree. Both men did not quit. Near fall after near fall. Edge of the seat moment stuff. And then Rollins hits the pedigree for the victory and becomes the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion and gets his belt back. Or so we thought. Because Dean Ambrose, just like he said on Raw, cashed in Money in the Bank on Seth Rollins and becomes the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Yes, you heard me correct, guys. I am so fucking pumped up for this. I cannot believe I'm even saying this sentence because there's been numerous times, ladies and gentlemen, numerous of times that WWE have wanted to pull the trigger on this and probably should have pulled the trigger on this, but WWE manages to get it right. And Dean Ambrose is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. How long will he have the title? I don't know. But the landscape of SummerSlam has definitely changed. And the landscape of WWE has changed. Dean Ambrose is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And me, as a big Ambrose fan, because I'm a huge Ambrose fan, it's like Christmas for me. It really is. I fucking love Seth Rollins. I fucking love Dean Ambrose. But Dean Ambrose deserves this more, and like I've said many times, not just here, on my previous episodes of my podcast, Dean Ambrose deserves to be a world champion. He deserves a run with the world title, and he's got it. And I couldn't be more happier right now. I get to go to bed after I've uploaded this to YouTube and SoundCloud and all these other great, all the other stuff that I'm doing as well. I get to go to bed with a big smile on my face, knowing that Dean Ambrose is the World Heavyweight Champion. Overall, guys, I'll give the pay-per-view a 4 out of 5 and an 8 out of 10. But the highlight of the night for me, guys, was Dean Ambrose is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Yes, you heard me correct, guys. Spoiler alert for anybody who's listening to this. Dean Ambrose is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you listen to this on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to the Wrestling Matters channel because there's plenty more where this came from. I am going away happy. Thank you so much, WWE. Awesome pay-per-view. And Dean Ambrose is the World Heavyweight Champion. God bless my life at this moment in time as a wrestling fan. Thank you very much, guys. My name is Anthony Walker. See ya.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Cena, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold Simpson.